Well, I've been waiting here for 24 hours.
All right, roll the tape. I got an hour and a half on the dot. Let's start the pod. Let's go.
Great. So we're doing an opening sketch.
Hey, do you know the intros work? We send it to someone, they edit it, there's graphics, there's swooshing. We don't have time for that. Roll the tape. Podcasting.
I mean, you couldn't call me? I
don't have your number. You think I have your number? What am I, your boyfriend?
I mean, I emailed your agent.
Yeah, my agent has bigger things to do than take your calls right now. First of all, I just got downgraded to Comfort Plus. So yeah, my agent has a lot on his plate right now, okay? Roll the tape.
Put the shirt and tie on.
The boys.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The lads.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The dudes.
Prepare yourself for BOYSCAST.
The bros.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The homies.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The dudes.
Experience the BOYSCAST.
The boys cast.
The Boys Cast.
Ooh, baby.
Oh man, lots going on right now. I just flew right in from Los Angeles doing press stuff. I'm going right to Chicago. Then we got Nashville. We got, right to Philadelphia. Nashville, Chicago. I'll tell you one thing just only one thing. But, so I'm at this restaurant, right? I'm by myself. The last day, I finish a thing. I have 4 hours before I go to the restaurant. And very nice.
Bring me your finest wieners,
Bring me
sir.
your finest wieners, sir. And by the way, I was going to fancy restaurants, hated them.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was actually thinking about this. The reason why I'm getting pickier in my old age, which it does feel like.
Yeah.
Because people have commented on that you didn't used to be this kind of like basic. And I think the reason is because for most of my life, food was just whatever. You know what I mean?
Just sustenance.
Sustenance, you got to eat. Then I'm around all these, fancy boy homos. You're sure. That are all like, every meal we get, they're, sniffing it like a food sommelier.
Yeah.
And
where are the foams?
yes, so you guys are everyone I'm friends with considers themselves such a foodie that I'm like forced to be a foodie now. So now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, and it turns out I don't like it.
Yeah, you don't like all this fancy nonsense.
Right. So, but there's so many foods I don't like, which I never would have thought of. Like, oh yeah, whatever, eat this, I'm fine. And then now I'm like, I'm being trained to evaluate.
Yeah.
And I'm not liking what I'm evaluating.
Yeah.
So now I'm at restaurants being like, this is,
You're just ordering off the kids menu, being like, do you have noodles with butter, please?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I'm like a reverse foodie. But then, so I'm at this restaurant by myself. Wasn't loving it. And by the way, they were grumpy, taking forever to do stuff. And then a couple came up to me and they go, they were like, oh, you're the guy from YouTube or whatever, right? And which is always nice. People are usually nice, don't mind talking to people. The thing is, they made a spectacle, which when you make a spectacle at a restaurant being like, oh, can we get a picture and all this stuff? Everyone's watching.
Yeah.
Now I'm in for 25% minimum.
Yeah.
So this,
you can't.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can't stiff them on the tip.
I'm not trying to stiff them.
Sounds like it.
Well,
Sounds like Ryan's normally stiffing them on the tip, and now he can't.
Listen, I didn't like the food. They took forever. They were ignoring me. 15% would have been more than enough.
What was the meal?
This was a half chicken, and there was probably there's a bite of chicken on the whole fucking thing.
On a half of a chicken?
Yes, and it didn't come with any sides.
Joe Biden's economy.
It was Joe Biden's.
Jeez.
It was Joe Biden's America, actually.
That's tough.
So they really shrinkflation on the chicken. I had 2 bites of chicken, and there was a couple beans beside it. The beans were gross. It was just a crappy meal, and it was probably $55.
$55 for half a chicken?
Yes, it sucked. So it's a $55, half a chicken. Probably the Coke was for it. So I'm in for probably $65. 15 would have been plenty. They ignored me. It was like I had to do the 2-finger whistle to get these guys' attention. And then this guy and his wife make such a big scene that everyone's like, who are you? Then the waiter comes, he's like, oh, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, now I'm the biggest dick in the world.
Did you at least get better attention at that point?
I did get a little bit better attention at that point,
You got one top up of your Diet Coke?
But yeah, so I think when the table, you want to be discreet if you're asking for a picture, because when you make that stink, understand you just cost me $10.
That's why you got to wear glasses and a hoodie. You got to, when you come in, you go, hey, can I sit at the booth in the back kind of thing? Like,
yeah.
You need a private booth that Leo sits in.
Yeah, but if I start coming in with glasses, then I'm doing this to myself. If I come in with glasses and I'm like, hey, I need a non-discreet area, they're like, this guy's going to have to pay out.
No, you go, I'm a pedophile. I'm a very known pedophile.
Now I'm getting my food spit in.
Hey, man. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I was definitely damned, man. The pocketbook was definitely damned for this crappy meal. I'm in for fucking $100 at the end of this thing. I got 2 bites of chicken. I had to go to Starbucks and get a cheese plate.
Oh, my God.
I actually did go straight from there to Starbucks and got a
Can't
cheese
just go
plate.
to Chipotle. Like,
I don't like Chipotle.
you don't like Chipotle?
Nah, I'm sort of off Mexican food.
Really? Sounds like chicken and beans.
I used to like it. I'm off it
Oh,
now.
man. You just can't win.
Before we get into
What about gas station ramen, where you just go to 7-Eleven?
I got nothing against gas station ramen.
Yeah, go to 7-Eleven, get the a big bite.
If there
Dog.
was a by the way, Danny, if there was a 7-Eleven in the area, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Maybe one of the most underrated dogs in the world is the 7-Eleven hot dog.
It's such an underrated dog, but here's the problem with the 7-Eleven dog is you can't get it that often because they're often in an area that's very crowded. The dogs are so exposed that there's always a chance that a homeless guy fucking coughed on it and felt
Oh,
it
that's
up.
part of the game. You're eating if you're eating
Not for
food
me.
from 7-Eleven.
No, I don't like it. But if you're at a gas station, like if you're at a gas station on the high, like on a highway, like
Yeah,
stop,
yeah, like a rest
you know,
stop.
these are people on the move. You're probably not having a lot of that. But the problem with 7-Eleven smack in the city is you're eating a fucking homeless guy's phlegm with your dog.
Oh yeah. I mean, I just assume that's just part of the deal.
Well, it's not for me. More homeless guys phlegm for you.
Yeah. Whatever's in the hot dog just immunizes you from whatever the phlegm is.
Lately, I've been in the zone of finding a science thing for the start because
I hate science so much.
Because you hate science, you don't like what these scientists are doing.
So over science.
Well, these scientists got a big grant and they've been working away around the clock and they have found out that gay voice is a thing. You can tell a man's homosexual by the way he talks, says scientists.
Wow, thanks, science. Thanks for your contributions, science. We didn't know. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Turns out my bullying was all on point. All that bullying I used to do
that I used to do.
when I was in elementary school.
These scientists in a lab sitting around, they got a bunch of gay guys, and after they got their sitting there with beacons, test tubes, obviously.
Yeah. Talk. Can you just? Yeah, they have to all like they're doing an audition. They got to.
They got them in the Peter Frampton
They
thing.
got to read a line, and they show them like they have like all these like wires hooked up, you know, and then to their like brain or whatever, and then they do. Can you talk? And then they show them just like two guys having sex, and then it lights up, and they go, see, he talked gay, and he liked the gay sex.
Yeah, there you go.
Check one box for science.
Hi, how's it going? And then they go, okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think we need more science. Can we bring some more guys in here? The fucking science has done it again.
Science has done it again. If you talk gay, you are gay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they also,
But there are some people who have the gay. There's someone who I met recently actually who has like had the gay voice.
there's a few guys that have the gay voice that aren't gay.
Yeah.
I got news for you, pal. Ice-T style.
I mean, well, that's why we're waiting for the shoe to drop on that one. But what does science have to say about that?
Well, there's a guy that I know but he's had the gay voice hardcore and he's not gay, but everyone's like, he is.
Yeah,
you are.
yeah, you are. I guess I don't know because I guess some people just are. Yeah,
Well, I think that's what science is saying. Fucking sure. But and then on that,
yeah, science is calling those people out, being like, time to come out of the closet. We know what's up.
yeah,
we're science.
We did
We're
a
science, and
check.
you're gay. Hate to break it to you, pal.
Yeah, sorry. So science is sort of
Trust
done it,
the
yeah.
science.
Well, they did it, and then their hypothesis was that the guys were doing it to signal to other gay guys. The hypothesis, it's obviously like they're, you start being gay, there's a culture, they all talk like that, and they go, okay, we'll start talking like that. You also, your T is pretty low, like you kind of start talking like a girl, you
Yeah.
start a little bit more feminine. Obviously, their thing is like, it's like a code for other gay guys, like,
Yeah.
they're saying like you show up and then they talk like that, so it signals to other gay guys that your fucking exit's open for business.
But so they're saying that you people are putting on the voice.
They're saying, well, duh.
Yeah. They're saying straight up they're all just putting it on.
They're saying like it was a biological coping mechanism.
Oh,
So they're kind
okay.
of going that route where they're saying that, they had no choice because society's so hard on them. They had to develop like a new language with
Yeah.
other gays to tell them that, I'm open for business.
Interesting. All right. Well, thank you for your contributions.
Thank you for your contribution.
I hope they win some sort of Nobel Prize for science.
Yeah, you have to go through a glory hole to fucking get it. The thing.
Nice.
On the topic though, so people send us kind of things about like the European immigration systems. All when people talk about it bad here, obviously that's a big Trump talking point. That it's bad here, and people
It's a
say
Kamala
it is.
Harris talking point now too.
It's an everyone talking
She loves
point.
the
yeah.
wall now.
She loves the wall now. But her in Germany and Canada, all those, a lot of those places, people are like, they're just gaming the system right and left.
absolutely,
Here they have to, hire someone in the Mexican cartel. He brings them through a thing.
We got to walk over the border.
Yeah, this one, Muslim man granted asylum in Austria by claiming to be gay. And this guy came into Austria and he...
Muslim man.
Muslim.
Yep.
And he's a Muslim construction worker too. He's not even...
Hey, man.
Not some fancy boy Muslim.
Yeah, he's a real straight guy.
Real straight guy. Father of 5 children. And basically, he went in there and he got denied, and then he appealed the denial, basically saying I'm persecuted in my country by being homeless. And they go, "What about the fact that you're
homosexual?"
Homosexual.
Yeah. No disparaging the homeless people. That is not grounds for getting asylum.
This is
you
true.
go, I'm homeless. And they go, well, then get the fuck out of here. What do we want you here for? We don't want homeless people.
Well, they go, "What about your wife and 5 kids?" And he was able to credibly prove the claims. This is the part where it gets a little wacky. He goes, well, "What about now?"
Well, I'm sorry, Mohammed. I'm gay.
Yeah, he's a butcher and a construction
Butchering
worker.
that ass.
Yeah, well, it sounds like that's what he's doing. I don't know if he put on the thing, but he's a hardcore Muslim. His family's in the other country. He's in the new country being like, "You don't understand. I'm boning guys right and left." Because he goes, the court decided that the man who worked as a butcher, was able to credibly demonstrate in the proceedings, even though he was a married man, he has 5 children. He's a homosexual who regularly seeks contact with men for sexual purposes. So
Damn it. I wish we could know what
that's what I'm saying.
What that looks like, how to prove that to this German tribunal.
Fuck, man.
They go, so what kind of gay stuff do you like? And he goes,
Where do I start?
show tunes,
Here's a picture of me watching Will and Grace.
soccer. I mean,
Yeah, I'm a big soccer guy.
soccer guy, is that gay?
I'm on my knees 5 times a day, fellas. They go, all right.
And he proved it, though. They go, yeah, that's... And now he gets to bring
Yeah.
his whole family over to Germany.
Yeah, and then he
I don't
gets
think Canada...
family
Actually, Canada
reunification.
probably does let you do that.
He continued to be in contact with his wife and children. So his wife and children are still in Turkey.
Yeah,
He's
but they're
over here.
bringing... But they said he can now bring them over.
He can now bring his relatives over. If you get over, if you can get the green card, you can get your relatives here for family reunification.
Yeah.
That's actually the easiest way. They love family reunification.
Of course. All you got to do is prove you're gay.
Yeah.
I think it helps
I don't
when
know
you're
how
Muslim,
you do it, though.
I think because when you're Muslim, they're like, well, no real Muslim is
I
saying
know.
they're gay unless they're real gay.
But it seems like people are just figured out how to hack this system right and left. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But you are correct in saying that if we could get a viewing of that courtroom, I would fucking love it.
Yeah. They're like, you use 2 hands, 1 hand. What's the technique like?
I think
he's like literally
yeah.
just in front of 5 people being like, and they go, that's a gay dude. I don't know. Shows up, he's dressed nice.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
He matches everything. He's got accessories.
I think he goes, it's Adam, Eve, and Steve is kind of what he says.
It's Muhammad and
It's
Steve.
Muhammad, and Muhammad.
Muhammad and Muhammad. Kills him inside because he's faking it, but he's like, fuck, man. He goes, I don't know, what do we find? He goes, yeah, like I'm hoping for 72 virgins, dudes.
Yeah, I'm hoping for 72.
All guys, 72 just dude virgins. You know.
If I'm not gay, drop your pants right now. See if I get aroused. Well, try it. And the guy's like, I'm not taking my pants off. He's like, afraid I might like it.
She shows up just in chaps, just like a leather daddy outfit. He goes, I'm here for my tribunal hearing.
The things you do for citizenship.
Hey, man. Things you do to not live in Turkey.
I know, right?
I thought Turkey was all right.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess... I don't know.
So-
Well, actually, remember, Turkey was the country, remember we covered the article where they arrested that guy because they suspected him for being gay?
Yes.
Remember? They like picked him up in the street, but then he was super gay.
Yeah.
So maybe that guy showed that article and goes, hey, man, they're like, guys like us, we just get picked out of the street. They have the best gaydar. This is military level gaydar in Turkey.
Actually, you know what we should bring up before we get into the Trump career-ending hit pieces that didn't even seem like they were career-ending?
Did nothing.
This thing that John sent us. So in China, Japan.
Yeah, you know what? I was fucking... I didn't get a chance to actually see a lot of this, but I kind of got the gist of it.
You weren't watching our thread?
I saw the thread, but I was like it was while I was doing Tim Pool, so I didn't see all of it. But
Yeah.
I kind of got the gist of it, but I didn't see all of it.
Buddy. So this thing, in Japan, it's called Yobai.
Yeah.
Yobai. In my opinion, it's not an AI thing, contrary to what you might believe. In my opinion, they were sending to me this, and I go, this sounds like you're lying.
Yeah, sounds crazy.
Yobai, Japanese night crawling, and apparently there was a wrestler named Yobai, and they called him the night crawler.
Oh, okay.
Was an ancient Japanese custom, usually practiced by young unmarried people. It was once common all over Japan, so they're saying it's common. At night, young unmarried men silently entered the houses with young unmarried women. A young man would silently crawl into a woman's room and make his intentions known. If the woman consented, they would sleep together. By the morning, he would leave. The girl's family may know about it, but they pretend they did not. It was a common for young people to find a spouse like this.
Man, really rolling the dice.
This is what he says. He goes, it's become less of a tradition because the locks on the doors and everything have gotten better, and you have to break the locks in. And I go, what? So this is what you do as a dude? You just bust into the house and try to have sex with the girl, and the parents just let it happen? And you go, and they go, sometimes it happens to married women, and you go, but the men would be naked. He goes, the men would creep in the house naked to signal that they're, no, I'm just doing a yobai. And you go, okay, but if a guy breaks into the house naked trying to bang my wife, you're not like, the game's the game.
Yeah, you go, hey, it's our culture.
Are you trying to fuck my wife? You go, I'm doing a yobai.
Yeah, I'm doing yobai. Oh, she's married. Sorry, my bad. I didn't realize.
What the fuck?
I'll just see myself out. And you go, all right, cool.
Dude, he's sending all this stuff. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
So and there's like sometimes they'll go in like a grandma's bed or something, and like and everybody's very like, oh, you crazy kids.
That sounds like
it's very normalized where you just slide into a chick's bed and then. She's like, I'm not interested.
A girl can either accept or reject the offer. In case of failure, the overnight guest also had to quietly leave on the way to someone else's house. Yet,
you're doing a tour?
Yeah.
You're like, hey, if some chick turns you, like, you have like a list of all these addresses, and she's like, no, you go, I guess I'll just go next door.
Well, they're saying it like the guys, a bunch of guys having a night out, and then afterwards, no one gets any ladies, so they're like, yeah, you want to just fucking give me a yobai night?
Literally. I mean, in America, you're a serial rapist.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And how did this even start? I'm like in awe. A girl can either accept or reject the offer. One caveat is that in order the object of lust and his parents not confuse the son-in-law with a thief and accidentally cut him down. That's why he goes naked. This clearly indicates the intentions. And then it said, this was my favorite part. They go, if he is busted and the parents catch him do it, they might threaten him with marriage.
Oh, that's
so they're saying like you molest it, you buy it, sort of thing.
Yeah, you rape it, you buy it.
Isn't this wild?
That's crazy. Yeah.
What are they doing in Japan?
I mean, but there are obviously rapists there. So what's the distinction?
Well, I gotta
surely there's people in jail in Japan for rape.
Yeah, and you would believe that like the type of guy that was like a big yobai head.
Yeah, and he goes, "Hey, what? No,
probably not taking no for an answer every time.
I'm just trying to find a wife."
Yeah, no, call me a romantic.
Do they get nude like before they enter the building or before they enter the
Where
room?
do they put their clothes? Yeah.
Like, do they sneak into the room? Like, that's like legit prowling shit.
It's night crawling.
Yeah, it's like night crawling. It's like Richard Ramirez was like.
Yeah, they call it that. It's called night crawling. Maybe the Nightcrawler was named after them. I don't know.
Probably. You're saying this has been going on for hundreds of years.
Well, I'm in awe. I'm being like, no way. And these guys are like, no, I've confirmed this is like a ton of guys do this. This was like a huge tradition. A lot of people found their wife that way. And you're like, what the frig?
Frig? How do they even know what they look like? Like, are they stalking them in advance? You know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh, I know this girl lives like at this house.
I think it takes a certain amount of stalking.
So you're stalking and then
and they said the parents often leave it alone.
And then breaking and entering.
And then, and the parents, they're saying, are on board because the parents are like, look at her finding a wife, or finding a husband. It might be one of those things where the dads of the son was like, you need to get out there and find a wife. You do some yobai. What is this?
Do you think like the dads of the two, like it's like a weird kind of arranged marriage, but in like a really weird way where he's like, go over to this house. I think
you're trying to make this like more normal. Your proposals are that it's like we're missing something and it's more normal, which is like what I originally thought too, that you go, it can't be just that. And then, all our buddies who know about this are just like, no, it's 100% like exactly as we said. Like, it's not one of these things where they're like, oh no, it's probably prepared in advance. They're like, no,
you're just taking shots.
You're taking shots.
What happens if you Yobai more than once in a night? Like, are there dudes who are just like getting?
No, I have 5 wives.
Mad sniz, like they're just, But like, what if they don't? They get a fake name, They all look the same, so.
Getting threatened with marriage, doing a B&E and you're getting threatened with marriage is like the Seinfeld episode where he has to be a butler.
Yes. He's my butler.
You get busted trying to fucking break into a girl's house, and now you're.
Hey man, not the worst punishment.
This is the stuff that's going on over there.
All right.
Yeah. Well. So okay. Right now, I'm sure you probably heard that over the last little bit they were saying, there was basically this famous, or he was a journalist, and essentially he had been canceled for like a sex thing, and he goes, I found out that there's this Trump news that's his campaign's over when it comes out.
Yeah.
Which to me, I was kind of like, obviously, if you have some career-ending Trump news, like. Now you have it?
Yeah, well, obviously. I mean, there's a whole thing with the October surprise, but we're almost at the end of October.
Yeah, but we've also had October twice for 2 other Trump elections, right?
I want to say when did the Hunter Biden laptop came out right around now in 2020.
Oh, really?
October, yeah. It came out, I want to say it was like, it was 3 weeks before the election. We're 2 weeks before. So it was, they want to, I guess, try and sway everything by coming it out as close as possible at the end. But yeah, this is not exactly.
Yes, but it was one of those things where people were saying, if it was career ending, you just put it out.
Well, they've been threatening a video.
If it's career ending, why do you need to time it right?
I mean, 2 days ago, they were like, there's a video, or yesterday, they're like, there's a video of Trump like groping a woman. But they were like, underage girl. There's like a
So where's the video?
There isn't one. They just keep saying stuff, and then people are like, I want this to be true, so I will retweet this.
Me and JJ and Eric were in Saratoga. We were at a restaurant, and JJ and me were talking about like I guess the topic was like how would comedy be affected by Kamala or Trump, and he was saying like, and JJ basically said some version of like, it'll probably be bad for comedy with Trump, right? Like he's just basically saying like that, same as 2016, like all the comedians are going to become like Trump guys, all that sort of stuff.
No, you can't do that twice.
Well, sure. You don't think it'll be like that a little bit?
I don't think, no, because you know what?
You've already seen Eminem's out there. You're going to get another Trump rap.
Well, Eminem went to some freak-offs. That's why. Eminem's fucking covering his ass right now.
You don't think there'll be another Trump rap? If Trump wins, you don't think Eminem's out there and Obama's out there with Eminem singing the words to Lose Yourself? If Trump wins, you don't think that there's a decent probability that Eminem has another Trump rap where he siphons he's a cipher in the thing. He goes, fucking orange door hinge.
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
Oh, there might be
I'll kick his face in.
Sure, there might
kick the brakes in.
That's possible. But I mean, so many like news outlets, so much damage.
We love America, but we fucking hate you. It was something like that.
That might happen. But I mean, like,
well, he was saying
Comedy Central, essentially, for example, like they obviously protested Trump pretty hard, and they're dead now.
Yeah,
like it literally killed their entire brand. They can't do that again.
Can they?
I don't know. I mean, nobody watches it anymore, and I think some people are. I mean, dude, CNN.
I mean, I'm surprised to hear you say this because it was your joke to say that it should be a liberal ad that have like Robert De Niro freaking out and be like, "You want more of this?"
Yeah. Well, no, I understand people. I'm talking about real world consequences of because in comedy, for example, they went really where they're like, the people who are, if you even sniff that we get a sniff that you think this guy's funny, like you're out of the industry.
Yeah,
I don't think that's happening.
No, not maybe as much, but there's some comics that were like got really unfunny, and then now they're sort of like coming to their senses and starting to be normal a bit.
You think they're just going to go right back?
Some of them. It's not going to be zero.
Yeah, I meant more from an industry standpoint.
Well, you make a point, and it could go either way. My point was we were having that debate.
Sure.
We were just having the same conversation, similar, right? Of like, and then the guy goes, he only heard saying Trump might be worse. but he was saying it in the context of comedy, right?
Yeah.
And then this guy was at a table. It's Saratoga Springs, like a lot of rich guys, right?
Yeah.
Real Trump country. A lot of guys were rolling down the street with a car that had like fucking, like decked out like a race car with Trump stamp, yelling and screaming, being like, "No immigrants in this town!" Like a fucking caricature. This guy was like a psycho. Most people obviously weren't this guy, but like legitimate. Oh no, he yelled at someone, being like, "Are you fucking trans?" Like some
really,
and he said something about immigrants, something about trans people. Like it sounds like a caricature of like if you were doing an impression of like
sure.
But he did do that. This guy was like the town crazy, so I don't want to paint the whole town with that brush. But that was the vibe. These guys were at a table overheard JJ just say like it might be worse under Trump. He got up, comes over to our table. He goes, "I'm a lawyer," and he goes, "I'm a lawyer, and I'm telling you right now, things were way better under Trump, and they'll be better under Trump again. You guys are wrong about that." And we go, "Yeah, we were talking about comedy. We weren't even talking about that." And then we go to the guy and go, "What about you? So obviously we just immediately start trashing this guy. We go, You're a big Kimmel guy, right? So you obviously, Kimmel and Colbert were sort of your guys, right? And you loved them, especially under Trump. So I can understand what you say that." The guy, he goes, "Well, I'm not saying," and then, then the guy I sat down and had a beer with us. Start telling us jokes. He goes, "You're comedians?" He goes, start telling us jokes.
Oh no, you're like fucking, you kind of turned the tables on you there a bit. You go, "Oh, we're gonna have a little joke at this expense." Then you're 2 hours in, being like showing you pictures of his kids and shit. And you're like,
sure.
Fuck. That's really backfired.
He told me that the vaccine. He said he got the vaccine, then he got cancer. He told, yeah, he was.
Oh, it's like really getting serious.
It was a pretty funny interaction, but the little moral of it was funny. This guy heard JJ potentially say something bad about Trump, and he fucking had to get up and walk over and have a word with us. So the vibe, that's the vibe. You know what I mean? People are hyped up the other way. So
people are hyped. Yeah. I mean, this is. I don't know if Trump wins. I don't think there'll be a second women's march, but I do think there'll be. If Trump wins, like New York City, I think there'll be some violence.
There's got to be some crying. I mean, it remains to be seen.
No, I don't think there's going to be crying. I think there's going to be something above crying. I think there's going to be George Floyd riots. Level stuff.
Right. So there's obviously, it's not going to be free.
No.
Well, it might not be free the other way either.
The question is if Kamala wins, what'll
happen. Yeah. That'll be a little more unpredictable.
That's the more unpredictable one, in my opinion.
The other one's a little more predictable.
Because generally they don't do much, but then maybe...
Because it could be nothing, it could be a lot,
The problem is whoever wins, the other side will not accept the...
Too hot in here, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Will not accept the results. Yeah, I know it is hot in here. But they won't accept the results.
Well, this story, they go, former model says Trump groped her during election... or groped her during an encounter facilitated by Epstein. Yeah. And this was the big bombshell.
31 years ago.
It seems to be, they seem to be just skinning him,
Yeah, it's crazy because you're like, well, he ran in 2016 when that was going to be the end of the world. You didn't care to bring this up?
Yeah, but 2 times that it was going to be the end of the world, right?
Yeah, right. 2020 as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. It does seem like one of those things now. If you have a big piece of juicy Trump gossip that you think would tank him, how did you possibly wait 8 years to distribute it?
30, I guess.
I would say more
8. I mean, it did absolutely nothing. People were just laughing about it. You're like, this is your thing?
It didn't do much.
Didn't do anything. It literally did zero. I mean, dude, a lot of mainstream news outlets decided not even to run that out. Like CNN, MSNBC, a lot of them were just didn't even. It was brought to them, and they just were like, we're not even running this.
Yeah, they were. That's what he said. He was like, they're trying to get someone to run it, but they can't. But it's a kill shot.
Yeah, well, they got. I think I think it was the Guardian that ran it.
That was their big kill shot, and then their other kill shot was that they said he said, I need the kind of generals Hitler had. That's
the whole new thing with Kamala. Literally, the Kamala Harris's campaign has got to the point where she's not even I'm doing stuff. Here's what I'd like to do for the country. She's now just, hey, he's Hitler. He likes Hitler. And
the guy loves Hitler.
He likes Hitler. He is Hitler. And you can either vote for me or you can vote for Hitler. Those are your two options.
Well, yeah, balls in your
But that's the level of desperation she's at right now, where she's not like, hey, I have a new policy. Because Trump yesterday is...
You said you're not buying the Trump landslide stuff, though.
No.
Oh, yeah, we should announce. We're going to do it live.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do next week, because our schedules are all messed up, and then also the election, we wanted to do
And we don't know when it's going to be called, and it's we obviously pre-record this a couple days, but we can't do that.
Yes, so we're going to release an episode on Tuesday.
Morning. Tuesday morning.
And then we're going to do a live stream at 10 p.m.
10 p.m. Tuesday
election
night, 10 p.m. Eastern time. You West Coast freaks. Eastern time, we're going to do a live stream.
Yeah, we're going to do a live stream. So
campaign
next week there's going to be two things. We're going to release an episode Tuesday,
Yeah.
and then we're going to do a live stream.
Yeah, and then because realistically, the over-under, I was saying, is they're saying the over-under for the election being called is Saturday, right? So it's just like won't make sense for us to put an episode on Friday. If
It just doesn't
if
make
we don't
sense,
know the
yeah.
results, and then we're just kind of speculating.
It's just, and this is too
Or
big
it
of an
might come
issue.
out. Yeah, it's just too big.
It's
so.
too big of a thing. And then I'm sure after that we'll probably
Yeah, we'll be back on track after that.
and we'll be
but,
back on track. And then I'm sure politics. Will be
Yeah,
a
but the
little bit
last
less of a
election
big deal.
was called on a Saturday. But dude, you remember the party when they called it for Biden? Imagine it's the there'll be like, remember when we went to McCarran Park?
Oh yeah,
Remember that? It was like a literal, like, just everybody was just day drinking, like, all of a sudden, like, it was just like a massive party. There was like a DJ.
Oh yeah, we went to the
Remember
party.
there was like a DJ
There was a
in
DJ.
the park and like all this stuff.
People
It was
doing
like,
fire sticks.
dude, it was like literally just like a party just happened out of nowhere.
Yeah.
This is so funny. But yeah, what were we saying? The Hitler. Yeah, this. I mean, dude,
Those were supposed to be two
he's
kill
doing
shots.
on
It didn't
Sunday.
feel like either of them were
Nothing.
Felt like it just
I mean, you
grazed
can't.
him.
You're like, he's Hitler. You're like, okay, you're just so all of a sudden he's Hitler. That's what you're going with. You're
Kind of felt like, you know
you
what
didn't say that a month ago. He wasn't Hitler 1 month ago.
Yeah.
And now he has.
we're like, well, no, we have more evidence of him saying. It just feels like the kill
there's
shots are not kill shots.
There's one guy, John Kelly, who's like said something about he liked Hitler's generals, and there's other people who are like, yeah, he never said that. This guy's just like a jilted. I mean, the thing is, he makes so many enemies with people he works with.
Yeah, I know.
We're like, it's essentially it almost discredits them because you're like, yeah, you probably you had bad interaction with him, and now he's Hitler or whatever. But he has the rally on Sunday at Madison Square Garden.
I know. Are you
which is
gonna go to
another. No, because you got to wait for like 5 hours.
I'm not doing that.
But
I'm not even here anyway.
Yeah. But so in, I think, 1933, there was at Madison Square Garden, there was an actual Nazi rally. Like, it was like legitimately. There was.
Oh, and there's.
It was like Madison Square Garden.
I mean, they're
was
doing
packed,
they're
like
literally doing the
swastikas,
joke
and it
where
was-
they're saying Trump had a dog, Hitler had a dog. They're doing the joke.
Yeah. But so they're like, well, this is, even Hillary Clinton said it yesterday, where she's like, yeah, just like the Nazi rally in 33, they're doing it again, and everybody's comparing it to that. Where
And you
they're
go
like,
exactly the same as
Exactly the
Aerosmith
same.
played there.
Yeah.
Fucking Steve Tyler's Hitler.
Sure, but they exactly.
I guess Russell Peters is also Hitler. Like,
Schultz and everybody we know who's Louis C.K., all Nazis for doing a
Exactly like
thing
that.
at Madison Square Garden. But so now they're trying to be like, well, he's doing a rally right before the election in Madison Square Garden, so then also Hitler. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not. They're just they've reached
did
the
Hitler do, or it was just a Nazi rally?
It was the American. So this was.
It was just a Nazi rally.
No, sorry.
right?
This was in 1938 because I find this actually really funny how this happened because this was in 1938, and then the war, like America declared war. Or like joined the war in 39, I believe. So there were all these people who they didn't quite realize that the Nazis were like the bad guys quite yet because America hadn't declared war on the Nazis. So then they were like, yeah, we're like, the Nazis are cool. We're doing this rally at Madison Square Garden. And it's all like, if you look at the video, it's like huge, like Nazi banners, like swastikas everywhere. And there's all these people who are like, yeah, it's just like the Nazi party makes sense. And seems like a good like political movement. And then they're like, 8-10 months later, America's like, yeah, these are like the enemies of America, and all those people are just like, ooh, whoops. You're like, were you there? You go, no,
Scrubbing the 1939 Facebook.
No, legitimately,
easier to scrub your.
easier to just be like, were you there? You go, no, I wasn't there. That's crazy talk.
You don't have the video being like, this is the best rally in the world.
Totally right, but like legitimately, all those people have to be like, oh shit, like I'm like a fucking enemy of the United States right now. That was a bad look. That did not age well. So that's what they meant when they said I was on the wrong side of history, huh? When I went to that, that's what they meant. But it was like so quickly after, where like they just like, oh, okay.
I didn't. Yeah, that was pretty quick. Yeah. So those were the two kill shots, and then I guess the other kill shot was Eminem tried to rap him. Obama tried to rap him out this time. Kurt had that joke where he goes, "This guy's Teflon Don." He goes, "They tried everything." Eminem tried to rap him out of office. I always thought that was funny.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see, but I don't think it's a lock. I will not be surprised if Kamala Harris wins.
Yeah,
like, if she pulls it out, because again, the main thing,
nothing will surprise
dude. If
me.
they didn't have the abortion thing, it would be. I do think it would be locked up for for Trump. But the abortion thing is just such
Don't underestimate it, you're saying.
don't underestimate.
They always underestimate it in the other elections, too.
Just do not underestimate women who are. I think, as far as I understand, women are more likely to get out and vote.
They are.
They're more likely to
They
be
love
activists.
voting,
They
and
love
women
being
love
activists.
voting.
They love being protesting. And I just will not underestimate women just turning up to vote and over this one specific issue.
That's all. They were talking a lot about how, the kind of like black hood guy, like rapper dude, is more likes Trump right now, and you go, that's probably the last guy that goes to vote.
Yeah, like those. They're not. There's tons of people who are like, yeah, Trump's awesome. You're
Like you,
not actually
can you
voting.
picture a guy walking around in the Bronx like with like a do rag and a I voted sticker?
No, no, I can't.
Fellas, as the crisp fall air rolls in, the leaves begin to change. Don't rely on pumpkin to spice up your life. Embrace the natural power of cannabis this fall season with VIIA. Whether you're lounging by the fire or exploring new adventures, VIIA's premium, federally legal cannabis products are your perfect companion. Farmed and crafted with care in the U.S. and trusted by over 500,000 customers, VIIA has a product for everyone. So they got all different. Well, we got a whole bunch right here.
Yeah.
Come to think of it.
Some of them are psychoactive. Some of them are not.
Yes, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on here. Some of them for sleeping.
I just ate one actually.
Yeah, Danny just
one
cracked
of the
one.
non-psychoactive ones.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the Revive. It's got
nootropics.
CBD. It's got some reishi mushrooms. A little L-theanine, 5-HTP.
Fellas. VIIA is well known for their premium Thia flower, which Danny just had, or you
Yep,
did just have?
I did
That's
have
the one?
that.
Okay. Grown indoors in state-of-the-art facilities, harvested at peak THCA levels to emphasize a natural aroma and flavor. VIIA is constantly adding new strains to its website every week, as they're always receiving fresh new strains from their independent farms harvest. The THCA flower strains are grown with care, rigorously tested to ensure the highest quality, free from harsh pesticides or nasty chemicals. VIIA just launched their high THCA flower in 7-gram, 28-gram bags, and a brand new flavor for the THCA vape line. So you have more options than ever to blaze your own trail. So if you're over 21 plus, check out the link to VIIA's website in the description for 15% off. I actually personally have been big on the sleeping ones because we got these about a month ago. I've been banging them out. Unlock the power of nature with VIIA's organic and vegan hemp extracts, perfect for relaxation, rejuvenation. VIIA is the only lifestyle hemp brand. They use compounds found in hemp along with active plant extracts to create products each with a specific effect in mind. Whether you want to get better sleep, ease anxiety, or enhance your natural mood, they have something for you. They also have zero THC products. If THC isn't for you, you can still take advantage of their CBD line with products designed for sleep, focus, and energy that will keep you glowing all year long. Also, this is a made in the USA, an industry leader with only over 500,000 customers served, award-winning service, affordable and accessible. So if you're over 21 plus, check out the link to VIIA in the description. Use the code BOYSCAST to receive 15% off. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you've heard about them. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you this fall. Enhance your everyday with VIIA. And boys, being your most comfortable this fall starts with the waist down. Whether you're gearing up for weekends on the couch, spent watching endless hours of football, or getting back to your gym routine, comfort is king. That's why this fall, we're upgrading the underwear drawer with MeUndies. MeUndies has got something for every guy this fall. The micromodal fabric is breathable, comfortable, especially the ball caddy. If you ever thought that maybe you need some extra support downstairs, take the hundreds of 5-star reviews as your sign. This could be your new favorite boxer brief. They got style for everyone. MeUndies has a cut for every guy's butt. Over 10 different styles ranging from boxer briefs to jock straps to our special pouch underwear called the ball caddy that keeps you from bat swinging ever again. These cuts come in over 100 different colors and prints ranging from black to all over dinosaurs. Versatile loungewear. MeUndies just isn't about underwear. Explore the lounge collection featuring joggers, hoodies, onesies, and more. They got unmatched comfort. MeUndies' signature fabric is as soft as a warm hug from your favorite sweater. It's breathable, stretchy, oh so comfy, making it ideal to wear all day. Responsibly sourced, they use sustainable sourced materials and work with partners that care for their workers. coworkers. Problem-free philosophy. Not happy with your first pair of MeUndies? Well, that's going to be on MeUndies. So be your most comfortable self this fall with MeUndies. Get 20% off your first order plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/boyscast. That's MeUndies.com/boyscast for 20% off plus free shipping. MeUndies, comfort from the outside in. So this one, obviously, some of you might be listening to this when Trump had Rogan on, which was, I guess everyone's saying is like the biggest thing in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that, so this girl wrote this article. She goes, Trump cancels all his events in favor of one of the worst people ever.
Oh,
You saw this article going around, right? Of
course.
So this dude, I mean, it's so funny because the first part, when you're just like, he cancels all his artists in front of, he canceled all his events in favor of one of the worst people ever. You're just like, we didn't cancel all his events. He canceled a day of events, I would assume.
He didn't cancel any events.
Yeah, like,
no, he didn't.
He might have had to cancel one thing to go to Austin for that day, but he didn't cancel all his events.
I mean, he chooses what he wants to do.
right.
Yeah, he has a new thing.
Where like he was going to be on Dan Bongino's show and he canceled that.
He'll probably do that too. He's
maybe
not
he'll
missing Dan Bongino.
He might also do Dan
He's going to be
Bongino.
on Dan Bongino's live stream, and he'll probably. The only thing he's maybe canceling is golfing. He's like, yeah, I had to cancel a round.
Had to cancel around.
But he's not canceling anything. You're like, it's the biggest.
And so
He didn't like miss his son's graduation.
No.
I think he did miss his son's graduation because of his trial in New York, but it's not
Canceled
like
all events.
Yeah, he's like
He didn't cancel all events.
He had to accompany Melania to a Broadway play that or whatever. He's like,
Well, you forget how crazy the news gets, and it's funny.
I mean,
if you listen, okay, so someone did they did a thing where they went through all of the articles this woman made, the girl who wrote this. The thing, calling Joe Rogan one of the worst people ever. It's like you gotta be. That's like that is. I feel like he's a good like litmus test where if someone's like, oh that guy, oh my god, you listen to Joe. Like,
was this the Washington
Post? That's like a cooked person.
Was this the Washington Post?
This was
this WAPO?
I have all her articles.
I can't remember what this was.
Do you mind Googling? Because I have all the articles, but I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
I didn't screen.
Well, I only bring that up because the Washington Post for the first time.
We'll just Google the article.
I believe the Washington Post is, or not, I believe the Washington Post, which is for the first time in like, I don't know, decades, is they're not endorsing a candidate. And apparently it's causing like a big kerfuffle there because they're... New Republic.
It's going around.
No, I think it was the Washington Post.
It's probably everywhere. But this girl, she has an MA in journalism. And I guess, okay, if you went to the Daily Wire site, I'm sure that there's, you can say it's all biased. But there is still a thin veneer that this is news when it comes on these sites like Washington Post. And this girl has a journalism degree. Mm-hmm. But someone went through, and this guy was pretty funny, and he made a list of the articles that she wrote. So these are the articles she wrote. Trump's rally just went full Nazi.
Yep.
The despicable way Republicans are scamming old people. Mm-hmm. I guess that one has a little truth to it with the coins.
Yeah, that is true. No, but he's not scamming old people with the coins because they don't know how to buy that shit.
They don't know how to buy.
They have no idea how to buy a fucking crypto token. So.
Yeah,
which was already that thing was a huge bust. It was
Sleepy Joe doesn't want you to buy this, crusted version of Rudy Giuliani's hair.
No.
New study reveals how quickly Donald Trump would destroy Social Security. Mm-hmm. Funny having a study. New abortion pill wants to force more teenagers to get pregnant.
Yep.
I love cows. Team Trump is worried his fumbles are helping Harris. So fumbles. Watching Elon Musk's effort to connect with Trump voters is super cringe.
Yeah,
it's all very like.
I mean, I know what,
but
she's
it's funny
doing.
but it's funny having like an MA in journalism, and you're like,
it's just all opinions.
But it's also all opinions written like cringe.
Cringe.
It's written like it's
new journalism.
Like
with a
Threads tweet.
Yeah. I mean,
Trump goes on bonkers rant. Good rant.
I mean, that's
deranged. Trump calls to jail all of his political enemies. Liar in chief.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It sounds like the kind of stuff she would probably. It's New Republic. She's from Brooklyn,
but she has an MA in journalism. It's just interesting. I thought it was funny that the guy put together all her articles because we like to do that.
Yeah. She's. I mean, I will say it is interesting. Like seeing CNN. I don't know if you saw CNN. Like Anderson Cooper with. Charlemagne the God last night.
I saw clips of it.
And he took a shot at MSNBC, basically.
He was saying you guys aren't hard enough on Trump.
He was like, because he did the town hall with Kamala Harris a couple nights ago, and was kind of just like pressing her a bit on stuff, and everybody's like, why aren't you like nicer? Like, why don't you just give her this fucking easy, the
sweetheart interview.
So, yeah, like basically like the gloves off, or not gloves off, but like the kid gloves, version.
Because and he's like, I'm trying to have a shred of journalistic integrity.
I don't know. He's trying to be like, I'm a journalist. Obviously, some people roll their eyes when I say that, but Anderson Cooper's trying to be like, I'm a journalist. But now CNN brings on. They have this guy Scott Jennings and this other dude they'll have their little table, and they have like the Republican guys which they obviously didn't have in 2016, like a couple Republican guys to just basically be like, you guys are all crazy, essentially. But so they're kind of tacking back to the middle, and then Washington Post didn't even they're not endorsing a candidate. They would obviously only endorse Kamala Harris. They're not, and there's like everybody's like uproar who works there, because they're like, we need to be, and they're like, yeah, we're a business, this is not good for business.
And it probably wasn't that good for
it wasn't good for business. And even with the amount of money Jeff Bezos has, he's like, I'd still like this to, he probably saw like the amount of people who just like killed their brands. He's like, I don't want to do this to the Washington Post. So we have to be somewhat objective. So people are trying to do that again. Not her.
There was that. I feel like I haven't seen you in a week, and so much has happened on this front.
Oh, yeah.
The Trump Kamala thing. People were mad that Trump was talking about how Arnold Palmer is packing.
Oh, dude.
And Palmer came out. He said he didn't like it either.
Well, no, he's been dead for a while, but his daughter or something.
The Palmer household.
Hey man, that's why they have that Arizona can. That's to scale. That big ass can is to scale, man. That was so funny. People
Hilarious. Everyone says he's got a big piece, and people come out of the locker room. They go, "Oh my god!"
I was trying to. The article got like it was like too late, but I was trying to make one where Kamala Harris was doing one talking about someone's big ass pussy. Huge pussy, massive clit.
To the tightest,
massive clit.
Yeah, and people say it's real tight down there. They love it. Yeah, you can't even you finish in seconds.
Thing looked like a baby carrot.
That would have been a good one. Yeah,
I was trying to, but by the time I was working on it, and then it was like I can't remember where it was. I think I was in Tampa, and then
you can't crank them out fast enough.
Too late. By the time it was
on to the next thing already.
On to the next thing,
and then McDonald's. Which I said that if he was going to work McDonald's, I would have liked to see him at.
Do you know that he actually wasn't like they didn't give him a W-9 or anything? Like,
this is the conspiracy.
He wasn't actually employed by McDonald's.
Yeah, that blew my mind.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I'm like so disillusioned with everything.
I don't know what to believe now.
Yeah, I thought he was like making $7.25 an hour.
Yeah, that was like the big bust, right? The article.
People were like,
just so you know,
Snopes fact check. False. Donald Trump did not, in fact, work at McDonald's.
Turns out it was a press junket.
Yeah, it was just a press opportunity. They vetted all the drive-through customers.
I would have, if they were going to do it properly, though, you put them at a late-night McDonald's, 11 p.m. You have someone come in. They want, jumping over the counter.
They should put them at a Waffle House.
Exactly. Put them at a place where you get a fight going on, 2 a.m. That's what if you want to really see him connect to Americans, I'd like to see that guy go in there. He's people jumping over the counter. He's wrestling them off. We go, this is a true American.
Yeah, this is a true American. But yeah, he didn't actually work there. And then
I'd like to see
people are dying from eating at McDonald's 2 days later. What are the fucking odds?
Is that true? People were dying eating from McDonald's?
Yeah,
I didn't see that part.
You didn't see that?
No, what happened?
Dude, there was a massive 2 days later. McDonald's in 4 states had a massive E. coli outbreak. Someone died. 49 people hospitalized from McDonald's. McDonald's stock. I don't know I haven't looked at it, but. After hours, this got announced. McDonald's stock dropped 10%.
10%?
From McDonald's. Like, you're talking, that must be...
These stocks barely budge.
$20 billion or something that just got wiped off of McDonald's. Like, McDonald's, it might have been the biggest single day move of McDonald's ever.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it just so happened 2 days later where their fucking onions were poisoned, apparently. But they were like, you can't eat the quarter pounders. And then it's funny because then you walk by a McDonald's and, like, in New York City, and it's just like... 200 people in there eating. Like, people are literally dying earlier today, and people are just like, yeah, I don't know, it's good. Tasty.
Well, that's kind of what my take on this thing is. When I saw the McDonald's thing, I was wondering if like RFK is watching this, being like,
oh, for sure.
Like RFK, he's like, you couldn't go to a Sweet Green.
Why couldn't you working at Chipotle?
That's what I'm saying. RFK is watching this, being like, maybe he's not going to be listening to me. Like RFK's whole thing is like, I'll join the campaign, and then we're gonna be like the healthy campaign, get
Yeah,
people's.
yeah, I know.
And guys like leaving the meeting with RFK being like loud and clear, healthy campaign. And then he's like at McDonald's.
Yeah, because maybe they're frying them in tallow again. They go, no, that's seed oil, Bobby. Sorry, man. Those are seed oils.
Listen, Bobby, loving what you're saying, loving all this health business. Right after the McDonald's junket, we're gonna be getting. It's gonna be a healthy campaign.
At least it wasn't Burger King.
The people are they're so fat though. They're so fat.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
That's what I thought. RFK. I was thinking he must be watching this, being like, starting to kind of think like, maybe I've been had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, he'll take it, though. Get to be the health guy at the...
Speaking of food, New York Post had one of the best articles I've ever seen headlines. I have nothing to say about the article. I just want to pay homage to the great headlines.
The headline writers.
Yeah, it's up there. It's up there with the comedy ones,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
No Laughing Matter.
Laughing Matter. But it said it was talking about the immigrants. That it was saying immigrants are costing a lot of money.
Yeah.
Post headline: Land of the free lunch.
Nice. Nice.
They kill it every time.
Yeah.
I just love. They're sitting there thinking of puns all day long.
I don't know how much they pay their editor there, but it's not enough. Like
I
their
know.
editor in chief, whoever gets
This guy's a pun machine.
Yeah, like because that's kind of how it works. Is you write the article and then you send it to the editor in chief, and then he's the one who
does the
jazzes it
headline.
up and does.
But they
the
do.
headline.
They have a lot of puns in the article, in the actual article itself too. So maybe they have their pun. They go, whatever you want to do it. Here's the pun we're doing.
Yeah. Well, here's the pun we're doing. But man, that's good shit right there.
Do you think they have like thesauruses out and stuff like that? Like they treat it like rapping? Where they're kind of like, land of the free.
Yeah.
And then their word association, they have all these things. Like it's got to be half of what they do is think of puns.
Yeah, it's funny too because if you know people who are super into puns, they're like kind of the most annoying people to be around.
It's a corny guy. Yeah.
It's a pretty corny guy, so it's like that office just must be the.
I guess there's just
corniest
wordplay. It's
shit.
not just puns.
Yeah,
but
yeah, it's a lot
I don't
of-
want to denigrate them into just puns.
It's true. It's a lot of wordplay. Yeah, they're getting fucking guys out of the subway here who just.
Elon Musk, by the way, has posted like 3 fake stories in a day that he got fact checked on his own
I
platform.
mean, everybody is, dude. Kamala Harris.
Yeah,
she
everyone
gets
is,
a
I
community
guess.
note on like everything she posts right now.
Yeah. Well, hers are all like the economy's better, and it's just like the economy was better.
No,
here,
literally,
and
she
people
just
being
had
like,
one
no, it
today
wasn't.
that's like Trump's Hitler, and then like community note. Trump
No,
is
he's
in
not.
fact not Hitler. Sorry.
Two different, two completely different people. Well, he posted one. There was actually a Hitler thing. Basically, someone made an article saying Trump is literally Hitler, and it was like a fake article that someone made as a joke.
Yeah.
And then he posted that, being like, "They're out of control."
Right.
But he did like 3 of those in a row. He's like, I guess he's just like old enough now that he's just falling for everything.
And he's posting too much. Like I was up at 5 this morning to get back here, and then I was on the way to the train. I was on Twitter, and he's like posted an hour ago. I'm like, when the fuck does this guy sleep?
It seems like he's yeah.
I'm like, this guy's like getting manic with the election and all the rockets and everything.
It's kind of like he's taken over because Trump back in the day was tweeting nonstop. It seems like he took over a little bit where he's like, I'm the
guy.
Trump. I'm Trump 2015.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, kind of. I mean, he has over 200 million followers on X. But I was like, when does this guy? Dude, you're tweeting too much, man.
Mm-hmm.
I know, and his whole thing is he keeps being like, I don't want to have to be political. Like, I'm so worried about we're done as a civilization if Trump doesn't win, which I kind of find that hard to believe. But
well, he's gonna get probably paid out. Like he's doing good if they win, right? He's eating.
oh, he's eating, yeah, because he can go to for sure. Trump's gonna give him some.
He'll be eating, right?
Yeah, he'll be eating. Trump's gonna give him definitely some traffic.
Moving on from that a little bit.
But yeah, I was gonna say,
Where's our Rudy Giuliani baseball?
I don't know, where is it? Oh, there it is. There we go.
We might want to donate this back to him because I don't know if you've seen what's happening.
I paid fucking $40 for this thing. Dude.
So we got this from $40
Dude,
at
this is
Corinne's
literally
store.
the 9/11 World Series official ball. This thing is sick, actually. This ball, I mean, I've joked about it, but this ball would be worth more money if it was not signed by Rudy Giuliani. Because this is the 9/11. This is when fucking George W. Bush threw out that perfect strike
Okay.
during the World Series. I don't know if it was during the World Series. It might have been.
Well, Giuliani, if you've been watching what's happened to him, it's funny because he just sort of got left in the dust a little bit and all this thing. And Giuliani must give up his Manhattan apartment to the Georgia election workers.
Yeah.
So when he was saying the
they
election was
dinged
a
it for
fraud,
150 mil.
He's going bankrupt.
Oh yeah. I think he already did go bankrupt.
Dude, he has to give his luxury watches away, all his cash. He has a claim for $2 million in legal fees where he was working for Trump.
Yeah.
And basically, Trump owed him $2 million and he had a claim for these $2 million. They now get the claim.
Yeah, they get the claim. So then he's just like, so I guess his lawyers get fucked in that scenario. Because then
from the 2020 election, he has all this stuff. He had 7 days. He has to give them his watch collection.
Dude, Fox paid Dominion $900 million for.
It was like the best thing that happened to some people. These were just workers, by the way.
These
That have
just
like
two workers who were just getting harassed.
I don't. They were saying like it fucked up their job. I feel like you have to prove the damages. Where it feels like to some
This is America, though. It's like your damages. You go, yeah, my damages are $800 million.
I know it seems like because people always say, "How would you prove the damages?" It seems like you almost don't have to prove them. How is it possible that you were done $8 million? Like if you're like a worker, you go, well, $800 million. You go, you weren't even going to make that much in your entire career. You go, I could have.
Yeah, I could have, or well, it's just the emotional damages, which is not even tied to anything. You just go, how much?
How do you possibly?
How is my emotional torment? I mean, it's like the Sandy Hook shit, right?
Right.
It's like they go, hey, they gave how many families $2 billion?
He said that these people manipulated ballots, and his allegations resulted in a barrage of threats and harassment, causing them to suffer professional consequences. And that was worth every penny that Giuliani has.
I mean, dude, the guy's character arc is like one of the most insane things ever.
It is.
He was like, he can't walk down the streets in New York City without getting fucking.
He was walking down. Life was good.
He was like,
oh, and you're smiling, just high fiving people right
he
and left.
could do no wrong.
He was doing the thing where you jump up, do the 2 feet, click on the side.
Man, he was like literally every person wanted to get a photo with him. Now they're just like
getting fat because he can't eat all the free meals that he's getting.
Dude, he probably like. That probably is over, but I imagine 2005, 2010 even, he probably didn't pay for a meal anywhere in New York City.
Oh, hell no. His money was no good in this city.
His money was no good anywhere. He just do whatever he wants, and now he's the most hated man.
Hated and broke.
And broke, yeah.
I guess he's a lawyer, so you can always go back to being a lawyer. He's disbarred.
He's disbarred.
So what can he do?
Was he doing paperwork for people? Like,
dude, this guy's going to be at Comic-Con. So what is he going to do?
He's doing Trump grit. I mean, he does I actually saw it yesterday.
Does it show?
He has like a live stream. He's like Dan Bongino now. He's a streamer.
Oh,
he's gonna be on Kick.
Right? Do you think he does
gambling
okay?
streams or something?
How do his streams do?
Not good.
Really?
Not good. I can't imagine. I think on Twitter, but the Twitter numbers are.
So it's on Rumble mostly.
I think,
okay, it's called Common Sense with Rudy Giuliani.
Yep.
Oh boy, this is not good.
I mean, he got 282,000.
Buddy, he's doing live streams, and these are 4,000 Rumble views. Which 4,000 Rumble views is...
Yeah, he has... Here's the thing. He has
like
200
views.
Shows on his last stream from yesterday, 282K impressions. A lot of those people are dunking on him and not actually watching it. Being like, get a load of this fucking loser. Look what he has to do now.
Okay, so he does it on YouTube too, though.
And?
He streams for 3,000 people twice a day. So
what do you mean? Like he has 3,000 views?
3.3K, 3.6K, 3.1K, 3.2K.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, he's doing hour-long streams for so he's not making... I don't know how he's probably got a pretty big nut to crack.
Yeah, I mean, he owes.
So this isn't working, by the way. So this isn't. So my point to you is, how is he making money? And you're saying he streams. I go, yeah, he's not making any money.
I'm saying, yeah, he's not making money from streams. I'm saying that is his
this guy's making like 500. This guy's making $1,000 a month.
Yeah, I mean, he's like going for super chats basically. How many super chats can Rudy Giuliani
Okay,
get?
so if we're going crazy on how much money he's making, it's like $25K a year.
I mean, again, he needs Trump to win, and then he's going to get some gig in the Trump administration.
He's going to get a gig again?
Yeah. I mean, if Kamala Harris...
Are him and Trump still cool? He had this fucking $2 million legal claim.
Well, no. That's, I think, what is really fucking him over is his loyalty to Trump. As he could have probably saved himself by turning on Trump, but he didn't.
And he went bankrupt in the process.
Yeah. So I think if Trump wins, he might be okay. Like, at least have some gig.
If not, he's I don't even know what this guy does. He's also like old as fuck.
Yeah.
Like he's past retirement age.
He's got to be 80. He's got to be 75, 80 years old.
Like he needs like a GoFundMe.
Honestly,
that's why I'm saying we should donate his ball back.
I don't even know. Let's see what
I feel bad for the guy.
See what they're I mean, again, he can. I mean, one thing he can do is sign baseballs. He can still sign baseballs. So, I mean,
But you're saying that there's all these people that like he's a hero to in the Republicans or whatever, but you go, doesn't seem like it because they're not making any money. A book? He could have a book.
I don't even know.
He could write a book. He might sell some copies of a book.
There's
If I was Rudy Giuliani's agent.
yeah, I don't know. I'm looking on eBay right now for the same ball. Let's see if there's any sold recently. It's not looking good though. It's really not looking good for him. Like there's some on here like I don't know, $180. I got a good deal on this thing actually.
So this is selling for $80 right now?
Yeah, I think so.
How much did you buy yours for?
I think I bought it from Corinne from her baseball card.
How much?
I think it was $40 or something.
Wow.
$50. Oh no, this is Joe Torre signed. No, one just sold. Rudy Giuliani, New York City mayor during 9/11 signed. This is not the World Series ball, $20.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So his balls aren't going to even be even selling.
Here's a Joe Torre and Giuliani. This exact baseball was I think
World Series ball for $20.
No,
Seems
not the
low.
World Series, just the baseball. There's a World Series, but had Joe Torre, who was the manager of the Yankees, was signed for. It was $300, but it was best offer.
Oh, he's not going to be making real money off his ball selling business, so that's out.
The problem is if he was, then he'd be like he'd flood the market with the balls, and then
They'd be worth $10 again.
Yeah, so
I'm telling you, this guy's in a rough shape right now.
I don't know what he could do. I mean, maybe he has some sort of life insurance claim.
You mess with the wrong people in this country, they really can litigate you into a fucking living under a bridge.
The deep state will ruin you. They will ruin you.
Yeah, you're living under a bridge within a month.
His only Hail Mary shot is just
If Trump gives him a gig.
Trump wins, and then he gets some
Minister
sort
of
gig.
Baseballs.
Minister of Baseballs or something. I mean, I don't know. He'll get some position, and then at least he'll have the cachet of being in the Trump administration. Then he can go do all the like conservative events and maybe get a speaking fee or something. But
Fellas, every single morning, the first thing I do is AG1. Even when I'm on the road, I'm bringing the travel packs. I don't think I have missed a day of AG1 in, at this point, probably 2 years. I maybe missed 1 or 2 days in 2 years. So that is a part of my routine.
you're not missing coffee, and you're not missing AG1.
Yeah, and sometimes I will miss coffee, but I still
Really?
don't miss AG1. Yeah, I don't always do a coffee. Sometimes you wake up a little late, you know?
Still have it.
Sometimes I'm coming back from a time zone change and we're getting screwed up, but AG1's not. They're going to be getting screwed up, I'll tell you that much. AG1 helps you build a healthy morning routine. In just 60 seconds, you get your daily dose of vitamins, minerals, pre and probiotics, adaptogens, and more. That's why I've been drinking AG1 for so many years. AG1 contains prebiotics, probiotics, gut-supporting ingredients to support your digestion, reduce bloating, keep you regular. In a recent research study, 97% of participants felt that digestion had improved after 90 days of drinking AG1. AG1's made with bioavailable ingredients that actually work on your body. AG1's powder form makes it easy for your body to digest and access the nutrient-dense ingredients in the formula. AG1 has all non-GMO ingredients, contains no sugar added, so you just need 1 scoop, and it provides whole body benefits like gut, immune, and stress support. So start with AG1, notice the difference yourself. It is a great step to investing in your health, and that's why we've been a proud partner with AG1 for so long. So try AG1, get a free bottle of vitamin D3, K2, and also 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/boyscast. That is a $48 value for free if you go to drinkag1.com/boyscast to check it out. By now, you must have heard of Fume, because this is a new flavored air category that's quickly becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking. It is a new movement towards better habits, led by the sponsor of today's video, Fume. What would happen if you just took the vape, threw it in the trash, or just potentially, maybe you smash it.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to just do damage to it.
Get rid of it.
Put it on a rail, come up, just reel, like just a nose slide, just grind it to oblivion after you
Just
soaped up the
pulp.
rail. Yeah, you want that. You take a stick, you take a, vape, corner pocket,
Yeah.
destroyed.
Smash that thing.
Smash that thing. What happens? Well, why don't you try to find out? And that's why Fume is doing its best to help you quit the bad habits that you have as part of your life. Fume's an award-winning flavored air device. Fume isn't like vaping. If vapor was sticky soda, think of Fume cores like herbal teas. Fume has lots of delicious flavors to choose from. Crisp mint, orange vanilla, flavored air. You can satisfy your oral fixation through a passive diffusion system that utilizes no electronics, no vapor or combustion. So it draws flavor to your mouth. I got a whole bunch of different cores. You can mix it up. No nicotine. It's not addictive. No batteries. Looks awesome. Made to fidget with. Calms anxiety with magnets, snaps, and clicks. And Fume continuously invests in third-party studies to ensure the safety of their product, backed by doctors in the USA. So Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you can be the next success story. For a limited time, use the code BOYSCAST and get a free gift with your journey pack today. Head to tryfume.com. That is tryfum.com. Use the code BOYSCAST to get a free gift with your order today. I always think it's funny looking at other countries, stuff where it's like the American stuff eventually gets there.
Yeah.
CNN wrote this article, The Cost of Women of the Overlooked Rise of Kenya's Manosphere. So the Kenyan Manosphere, like there's all these guys.
All right.
So Kenya, by the way, you think the alpha males in Kenya are probably really,
They're
telling their wife what to do.
tigers and shit. They're probably like...
There's that part of it where you're saying they're actual, like, these guys are probably very manly. But very much, like, I'm sure the women, like, there wasn't a ton of, like, the guy's wife, trying to be polyamorous in the first place. So these girls, like, there was
just being allowed to, like, speak.
That's what I mean. It was already pretty traditional already, but the alpha males in Kenya, apparently a lot of these guys have big channels.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. The guy goes, I'm an alpha. So this is from the perspective of a woman who their husband started watching Kenya alpha male shit, and she comes home and he goes, I'm an alpha male. You can't speak to me like this. I need to be treated like a king. So the American alpha male is like, I should be able to sleep with the girl on the side, this and that. The Kenyan alpha male is like, I'm going to be lying on my bed and I need you to feed me grapes and feather me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Old school style. Like
old school kings. Yeah, exactly. But he continues to publish videos and posting content such as 1 million reasons to fear women.
1 million? Whoa. What'd they do to him? 1 million? How long is this video?
And telling women that only men can protect them. His content. So they're talking about this one guy that they don't like, and his name's Andrew Kibe. Garnered 400 million views on TikTok.
400 million?
On TikTok.
That's still a lot.
Yeah, it's not. This guy's crushing it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this guy's a fucking new Andrew. He's like,
and they do videos in like a different language and stuff too.
Yeah.
So these guys are crushing it. And so the opposite of that is this guy, and it's a Business Insider article that this guy needs the Kenyan Manosphere, and probably one of the saddest articles I've ever read in my life. So it's a woman writing this article, and she goes, my partner is monogamous, but I'm not. Here's how we make our relationship work.
Okay.
It is hot in here, right?
Yeah, it's hot.
Didn't realize you had your sweater on here.
Yeah.
What are they doing? We're not allowed to change the heat on our own accord either.
No, we're not. It's because it's fall's starting, so they got to turn the heat on. I think it's a law. It's by law they have to turn the heat on.
Yeah.
So then we turn the air conditioning on, but
now we're
you
fucked.
got the window cracked, and then you just kind of...
This article was this was like a hurt my soul to read.
It's tough.
You wanted to find this guy, you wanted to help him, you wanted to get him out, you wanted to introduce him to Andrew Kibwe.
This guy's such a bitch. They met at fucking Burning Man too.
I know. It gets sadder and sadder. And she's writing, and always there is an underlying thing. The worst part of all of this is the woman is writing this article publicly.
Yeah.
It's one thing being
what?
like, yes,
and why is this on Business Insider? What business tips?
Business Insider is something
what does
else
this have to
these
do with
days.
Business Insider? Yeah, my fucking girl's a whore.
Do you think there's one or two guys still working at Business Insider looking around being like, a bunch of just...
Yeah, they're reading just like fucking 10Ks or whatever. Like they're just reading like financial reports all day, and then there's a chick in the cubicle next to him being like, I suck so many dicks all day, and my boyfriend's a bitch. And you go, what am I doing? They're just like on LinkedIn being like, is Bloomberg hired?
Yeah, he's just looking at Bloomberg on LinkedIn.
Yeah, he's got his Bloomberg terminal up, and she's just like...
That is sad. The one business guy still at Business Insider.
Yeah, the business guy.
That's actually a good funny sketch.
Yeah.
The one dude left at Business Insider who's like, and they're like, hey, you wrote this article about the oil prices and how it's affecting the demand, and we go, I love all that.
Yeah.
I was thinking, have you ever sucked a dick?
Yeah. Is there a way we could maybe frame this as why high oil prices are bad for women?
It's possible.
No. I mean, I guess, but that's not really what I do.
Have you been to Burning Man? I met my partner Seth at Burning Man in 2008. We were in the same camp of about 120 people. I thought he was saying, so this is when they started talking. I thought when we were talking about relationships being open, he thought that it would also be open on his side. But what he meant was he was open to figuring out how to support me in doing what I want, even if it's not his thing. About a month into our long distance relationship, he asked me if I wanted to be his girlfriend. I thought that it was cute that he asked, and I said yes. I realized that for him, being his girlfriend meant exclusive. So I asked him, does this mean that I can't have sex with other people? He said, yep, that's what it means. We discussed it further. He said he wasn't ready for me to date other people yet. So it's tough to hear out of the gate.
Oh, man, dude.
Can you imagine you got up the strength, you're like, hey, I want you to be my girlfriend. I'd like us to be in a relationship. And she goes, now, let me ask you a question. Can I still bone Dan? And you go, no, you can't bone Dan. What about Bill? Bill can take me to the cleaner?
Yeah, preferably not.
Okay, I'm going to list off a bunch of positions I can do with other men. You tell me which ones I can and can't do.
Yeah, can I man a glory hole just 1 hour a week?
Can I man a glory hole one? Now, if I'm lying on my back, legs up in the air, can the man pile drive me? Is that on the table?
No.
I'm hoping it won't be.
I prefer not.
I think that you walk away. If you're looking for an exclusive relationship and the girl goes, let me ask you a question. I can still bang all these other guys. What about my coworkers? And you go, and that's when you walk away, right?
Is this chick super hot or something?
You're hoping that this girl's just so far out of his league, but still, doesn't matter.
Yeah, just go find someone else.
That's why he needs to listen to Kenyan Manosphere.
And it doesn't even sound like he's into this.
No, he's not
like I want to watch.
No, he's not into this.
He's not want to watch. He's just like, finally someone who just talks to me.
I guess you can bang guys.
I mean, there's so many like loose women at Burning Man, though. You know, they're all on MDMA and ketamine and stuff.
She really paints this guy of the bitch of the millennium.
Yeah.
And the funny part is this article is like, I'm in an open relationship where I bang other guys, and you go, and wacky new format. Let me tell you how it works. That's how you think. You go, how does it work? You go, he doesn't like it.
Yeah. And how
it works is, mainly how it works is he's crying a lot.
A lot of tears. And she's getting paid.
He's on the brink of suicide, is how it works.
She's getting paid maximum $20 for this article.
Yes.
Like, this is the price for this guy's humiliation is $20.
How is this not the final nail in the coffin? That's why you got to put some of the onus on guys where you
I'm not pro this.
He hasn't been introduced to the Kenyan Manosphere yet. That's the problem.
This guy needs a fucking heavy dose of Andrew Tate, Kenyan Manosphere.
And they started out, and she goes, about 6 months into the relationship, he said, it was okay for me to have sex with other people, but only people I've already had sex with before I met him, only people who had a partner, and only when he was away on long distance. So the guy,
she's probably like, oh, you're so controlling with all your rules. These fucking men and their control. This
girl's a free spirit.
Gotta control my body, huh? Okay.
You're not understanding what a free spirit this girl is, right?
Too free.
And he's basically has this free spirit, and he goes, please no new guys. That's all I'm asking.
I will say, if you meet a chick at Burning Man, this is kind of buyer beware, though.
Buyer beware for sure.
If you're at Burning Man, I mean, like, if I met a chick at Burning Man and this is what she was into, I'd be like, yeah.
That sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
But don't try to this guy's trying to make a housewife in a way I've never seen possible.
Yeah. I mean, he's not succeeding.
He's not succeeding. He made a hoe a bigger hoe.
Yeah, exactly. She's just like kind of still equally hoish.
It's sad to see, though. You feel for this guy. A little over a year into the relationship, we got my ideal situation, which is I'm able to date and sleep with guys whoever I want more regularly. I started going on dates once a month, then every couple of weeks. So every 2 weeks, she's got a new guy in the equation.
Doing it for her. And it's such a bitch move. She probably thinks of it like less of him for the fact she's like, yo, you can like go fuck other chicks.
I know.
He's like, I'm okay.
I'm fine.
But
I have you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay.
Sort of.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay at home and watch Dancing with the Stars. I'm good. It's a new season of Masked Singer. I like it. Do you know Ken Jeong was one of them?
Gwen Stefani really gives good advice.
More of Team Blake, but yeah, it's a good show.
Oh, she's gone.
What was it? Oh, you're gone. Okay.
You're probably doing it in the same room. He's just sitting there watching TV. He's just
just turns the sound up.
He turns the sound up. You tell him, Gwen.
Well, look at the pipes on her.
Katy Perry's really telling her how it is. Hate to be her. Oh, she just got. Oh, she just got denied. Hate to be her. This guy's life's a living nightmare.
Nightmare. And this is not going to work out. That's the key here. There's no long term.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Here.
Well, the thing
unless he thinks he's going to eventually, she's going to get fucked out. He goes, she'll tire herself out. Eventually, she'll see that I'm more than enough. And, she doesn't need to just bang a bunch of other dudes. And that'll be that.
She's going to be tired of having a sore pussy all the time. Who would want that? It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, you walk funny. Not because of me, of course. And it hurts to sit.
He's literally hoping that she fucks herself out.
Basically. I mean, that must be the long-term game plan here.
The first time I went out on a date with someone else, I could tell Seth was jealous and having a hard time. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What are you doing, buddy? Being jealous?
I mean,
who would be jealous? She comes out, tells you about how she's banging a guy. What kind of psycho's jealous of that?
Obviously, he thinks he thinks she's going through a phase.
I'm saying like,
hoping.
duh.
Yeah,
Obviously, he's gonna be a little jealous. She's painting it as like weirdo.
You ain't about this life, man.
He's not about this life. Yeah.
No, he probably.
The life only works if he's like meditation guru. That he's like, oh, you're going on a date with a guy. Yeah, I'm having 2 girls over for a threesome. Don't wait up.
Yeah. You know what it actually sounds like, because they met at Burning Man. And
would you guys mind getting a hotel? Because I got sort of an orgy coming over.
Yeah, and she says she's. You know what? I'm actually putting the pieces together here, because she's says he's like a big introvert. He's probably like some fucking Silicon Valley like coder dude. Makes a bunch of money, and because Burning Man became popular with like the Silicon Valley types, where all like those dweebs.
You're right. It might be a bit of that.
So he went there being like, I'm gonna let loose, and goes, I've met a girl. I'm in love.
Well, that's what happened.
She's like, yeah, I like to fuck other guys though.
Yeah, because he met this girl. He thought he hit the jackpot because she banged him first night, and he was like, let's get married.
Yeah, but he's like a dweeb. He's like obviously this like probably like Silicon Valley dweeb.
And she's taking advantage of this guy, man.
He just like, she's like, that's the deal.
We should track down this guy's number and then start a GoFundMe. We'll give you $50,000 to leave her.
What's her name? I bet we could find him.
We could definitely find him.
Dude, let's find
Probably
him.
won't go through with this, but
yeah,
could be a fun project for us. Save this guy.
Yeah, we're gonna have an intervention for him. We're gonna sign him up.
Sit down.
We're gonna be like, we need an app designed, and then we're gonna like,
yeah.
Like,
he comes in.
Rope him in and go, hey, we're not designing a fucking app, dude. What are you doing, man? We're just concerned citizens.
We Chris Hansen him and we go, sit down. This has to stop.
We're just legit concerned citizens.
The first time I went on a date, he was jealous. I would come home wanting to connect with him, either because being with someone else reminded me of how great he was, or I'd have a very fun experience that I wanted to replicate with him. So she wants to come home and be like, oh, this guy was really tuning me up with this new position. I'd love to teach it to you. I want to teach you the moves that this guy did to me that I loved so much.
Yeah.
So this is far worse than just being like, oh, he has some girl that's banging all these other guys. This is far worse than that. He has a girl that bangs the other guys, wants to come home, talk about it, and then wants to show him the moves she just learned to replicate it. I said 100 pumps he did, and then we switched it around.
It's funny because she's also a Columbia journalism alum, like the Joe Rogan's the worst person.
Columbia journalism alum. I don't know what's going on at Columbia journalism, but it's not good.
Not much. I'm trying to go through her followers right now to see if I can find Seth.
Seth? You're going through her followers?
Oh, man. If I find Seth right now, I'm going to fucking...
I'd love to get this guy on the podcast.
Gasket. No Seth.
But Seth found it strange that I'd want to connect to him after a date and would act a little distant at first. So the Seth guy didn't find it completely normal that after she banged a guy, she wanted to come home and quote unquote replicate the experience with him.
Yeah.
It's like, you can at least take a shower first. Seth.
Not a big fan.
No, this is bad news.
I'm finding Seth.
We had a partial don't ask, don't tell. Partial don't ask, don't tell. It's only partial because what's the non-partial part? You go, well, I tell whether he asks or not.
Yeah, I go, oh boy, you should have seen this guy's cock. Oh, come on.
Partial don't ask, don't tell, and that he didn't ask, but I still tell.
Yeah, I still tell. I really want to just...
When it comes to my dates, I'm going on one of my dates. Well, he knows I went on a date. I won't share details about it. And occasionally I pretend like it didn't happen for his sanity. But if he knows the person I'm dating, he's always been open to allowing them over for an event.
Oh, come on.
Or
You can't hang out with them.
Now he's got the. Oh,
Those guys don't respect you, Seth.
Seth, there he is. What's up, kiddo?
Oh,
Please stop it. You're hurting me.
it's a very firm slap right there you had.
That's a fun girl you got there, but you already know that, eh?
Fun to take for a spin now and then.
I wouldn't marry her, but whatever works for you. You're living with her,
Yeah,
eh?
she likes some wild stuff. He goes,
Seth, how do I taste?
she's really into some wild stuff, huh? She goes,
Not that wild with me.
We don't really do pretty vanilla stuff.
I actually don't find her that particularly wild.
We just get up to some pretty vanilla things. She doesn't really like to get wild with me.
Hey, Seth, you owe me one for showing her some new moves. You're welcome.
Hey, I didn't go too crazy. I knew that you guys were an item, so I didn't want to make you look
Item.
too bad. You know, I get her.
That's the guy looking like Russell Brand from Get Him to the Greek comes over.
Fuck.
Holy shit. Seth, one of my date's over. You're familiar with your brother, right?
Oh.
You're familiar with your brother and your dad, correct? He's always been open to allowing them over for an event or even attending an event he knows they'll be at. So now he's going to their house.
This chick is legitimately a bad person.
Quite the chandelier you got here,
This is the thing. This is
He
like
comes over to their house. He goes, rugs on the ceiling, huh?
mirrors everywhere, eh?
Hey, why do you have a swing in the house? Yeah.
Is there a child around?
Just lube bottles everywhere.
This chick fucking sucks. The worst part too is like she's just trying to make it as a journalist, right? So then, and she can't think of anything. So then she just got to throw her
Yeah, what about
boyfriend under the bus for like just like
literally
for nothing, literally for nothing.
knowing the guys is real something else piece of work. I decided to share our dynamic with my mom's side of the family. I'll tell my mom about a date I went on, and she'll say, "Don't let Seth hear you." I just tell her, "Mom, it's okay. Seth knows." Seth is just at the table. Yes, I do, in fact, know. So she's at the
Seth knows. Scotty doesn't know, but Seth knows.
What?
Seth knows.
I don't get it.
Remember Scotty doesn't know?
No.
What was that movie? Remember with Matt Damon? It's like Scotty doesn't know.
No, not ringing
Really?
a bell.
Nothing? With
No.
Matt Damon?
It seemed like a good reference. It was funny regardless.
Scotty doesn't know. Remember from fucking, what movie was that from? Euro Trip.
Didn't
Yeah,
see it.
remember? And they're like, the whole thing is she's banging the chick, and it's like Scotty is like in the crowd, and he's like, Scotty doesn't know, and like it's about them
I
fucking.
didn't see it.
Did you ever see Euro Trip?
No. Sorry.
All right. Well, I feel like I fucking.
Sorry that
All
this
right.
is.
Well, I know people are watching this.
Apologize for my lack of knowledge.
People watching this.
Johnny liked it.
Johnny doesn't know. No, Johnny knows.
He's at the dinner. He's at the dinner table, meeting his wife's family.
Yeah.
She goes, "How are things?" She goes, "Well, I fucking went on this date with this firefighter that just really tore me up." The mom's like, "Can you not with Seth at the table?" And she goes, "This bitch? Oh, I already told him all about it." Yes, in fact, she did. Told her to stop telling me.
Yeah, I'm just an introvert, you know. Calling him an introvert too. She goes, "Yeah, he's fine with it. He's just an introvert. He just likes being at home. I'm getting plowed."
And she goes, if I decided to close the relationship, non-monogamy was no longer right. There's always that option for the conversation. So she's leaving him the door that like maybe one day in the future I'll stop banging dudes.
Yeah, once I just get it out of my system.
Well, it's funny because she's like,
What a
if
bitch.
she goes, if forever,
Not
if
her.
if for whatever reason we decided that non-monogamy was no longer right, the guy's like, I decided.
Yeah, he goes, yeah.
I've decided.
Anytime you're done.
I've actually decided. You go, I don't know if you heard, I said when we decide.
When we decide.
Do you have any idea how many dates I have this week?
Hurts to be this guy, man.
It hurts my soul.
Yeah. The only thing I can hope of is maybe he'll find someone else. She's not that hot. I found her photo. She's like, whatever.
So hopefully one day, yeah, this guy.
This guy must be a fucking gremlin.
Yeah, that's the problem. We can't find what Seth looks
Yeah,
like.
we can't find Seth.
Seth Rogen. Here's a funny one. Police seize cars from men for catcalling women joggers who were in fact undercover police female officers in disguise. So, and this is, I believe it was the UK.
Yeah, this is in the UK. Yeah.
And in the
They
UK,
sent out a bunch of, like-
they have undercover catcall busters.
Yeah. They send a bunch of female cops jogging, and then if you whistle at one of them, they fucking go, "We're taking your car."
Fucking
What does this have to do
sketch.
with anything?
Isn't that it feels like a sketch. That can't be real.
I mean, for what the UK's been up to, sounds about right.
I know for a fact it is real. It's in the Daily Mail, but it feels like it can't be, you know? Mm-hmm. Police are seizing cars from men for catcalling women out jogging. 4 cars were taken away by officers as part of an initiative to help women feel safer while exercising. After a survey found 60% of women felt intimidated before they go for a run. So there is a truth to the fact that, especially in New York, if you're running in certain areas, you're going to have guys fucking hollering at you.
I have a solution. Headphones.
You sure?
Literally, you just put headphones in, put on your favorite album or playlist, and then guys catcall you, and you don't hear them.
Well, sure, but I think that you're certain areas it is a little scary for a chick.
I'm
on the girl side on that. Selling, you're going for a run, and
like you don't want some dude like for sure. Like you don't want to you're on a run at night or some shit, and some guy just all of a sudden is jogging beside you, but he's not wearing any like running clothes.
Like, he's wearing a Nietzsche sweater.
Yeah, he just wants to talk.
He's got a Fat Farm jumpsuit on from 1990.
I understand.
You're running next to a guy in Timberland boots.
Timberland. Yeah, he's like in boots, running
untied.
You're out for a run too, huh? He goes, no, mommy, I just want to meet you. Just want to say hi, mommy.
Freeze! Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is such a funny job, though. Do you think they gave it to the chubby officers and they're like, you're gonna have to go for a run?
Yeah, I think they all. From the photo, it looks like all sorts of different ones. They got all sorts of different body types. Just cast a wide net.
One of the men stopped, who was getting fined, even tried to give the excuse that he was encouraging the females to run.
Well, that's illegal too. So nice try, man.
That is funny, though. The guys are like, I was trying to help.
I love that they take your car away.
They take your car and they give $1,000 fine.
1,000, yeah. All right, well.
That's something else, eh? So if you're a dude catcalling and if you're one of the fellas and you're trying to holler at girls, just realize that sometimes it's an undercover.
Well, just don't do it from your car. Like, what happens if you just are out like at a construction site kind of?
Well, I think then you get $1,000 fine.
Oh, then you get a fine.
But they said shouting, swearing at or abusing or threatening or intimidating other people while they're running, including sexual language or making sexual suggestions from a vehicle. So that's the car law.
See, you should be able to yell at police, though.
Oh, they're like, well, I knew you were a cop.
Yeah, I knew. I go, yeah, I don't know. But they're probably not allowed to do that in the UK. You can't yell at a bobby. Can't do that.
This is hilarious, though. But I do think I just such a funny, like, it feels like a Reno 911 style, like, web series type of thing.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Where you have the, like, undercover running squad.
Literally the lamest.
So Danny, you're the WNBA expert. You just did a video on this, and I thought you actually made in your video some points that I didn't realize. Angel Reese says her $75,000 WNBA salary isn't enough to cover the $8,000 a month rent.
Yeah, I mean she makes endorsements like
there's two parts
$5 million.
There's two parts of this, because it was like, well, yes, but a huge part of your salary is obviously that, and the second part was like, if you weren't making all this money, it's like, well, if you work at McDonald's and have a $9,000 a month rent, you can't be like, well, I can't afford to live. It's your rent is too expensive.
I mean, she has no problem paying her rent. She was just saying, my WNBA salary, rookie salary doesn't cover my rent.
Yeah, and the other people that are actually making $70,000 a year, it's like, well, they don't have a place that's $100,000 a year.
I mean, dude, the WNBA might be in real trouble because they had their best year last year and they lost $40 million. Even with Caitlin Clark. And I mean, I
know that's the part that you said in there that was making me laugh. You're just like, it's their best year ever. And you go, how much? They only lost $40 million.
But I looked at this.
So why don't they shut down the league? See, you would think they would do that. But.
Well, they're going on strike. You're like, normally when you go on strike, you're like, hey, the owners
share the profits.
Yeah, share the profits. The owners are making so much money. Like when baseball or NBA go on strike, they're like, yeah, they're making so much money. We want our fair share. You're like, they're losing money. Like, for the owners would be incentivized to extend the strike as long as possible to minimize
that was
their
interesting,
losses, right?
Because you're like, the WNBA's on strike. You're like, oh, if they go on strike the whole year, we'll only lose $0.
Yeah, we'll save $40 million.
Yeah.
But there's
like, we can't get rid of it because of social reasons.
Yeah. Well, the NBA owns it, right? Like
they're like, okay, you know what? You're on strike. I would really love to negotiate. Let's set a time. Like, how does June sound?
How does next year sound? But the thing is, they are actually in a precarious position because There's talk of like a new league starting up. Like I think it was like a 3-on-3 league, kind of like similar to the Big Three.
Girls 3-on-3?
Yeah, but there's some like Saudi kind of deal where they're apparently someone is like there's talk of offering Caitlin Clark or even maybe sending her to
take
Europe.
a few of the big celebrities.
Taking Caitlin Clark, like I heard some rumor where like there's like an offer for Caitlin Clark for like $150 million for her to leave the WNBA and go join this league, and like
They'd be fucked.
They'd be so fucked, dude. Caitlin Clark, like all the Indiana games.
That was another point you made. They're like, so you'd think the league would really support Caitlin Clark. You're like, on the contrary, they hate her.
Yeah, they all hate her. The players do. But like, there's talk that
YouTube.com/Danny Polishuk, right?
Yeah.
Go check that sketch out.
Yeah, go check it out. But yeah, there's like talk that she'll leave and then they'll be really fucked. But like her games that she plays, like they had, I think almost, I can't remember what the number was, but they had 13 games that had over 1 million viewers. Although there was one really funny thing last week where all these people were complaining. So if you have YouTube TV has like a multi-streaming thing where you can watch multiple games at once. So they had like the AL or like NLCS game or whatever, the last Dodgers game. And then there was, I think it was maybe Thursday Night Football or whatever, one big football game. There was the MLB playoffs, and then they forced you to watch the WNBA finals.
So it's kind of like you went on after Seinfeld.
Well, no, they're all on the screen at the same time, right? There's 3 games on the screen, and people are like, I don't want to watch the WNBA.
And they still count as a view?
Yeah.
That shouldn't count as a view.
It for sure does.
Well,
It for
that's
sure.
kinda
So
cheap.
it's kind of like juicing up the ratings.
The fact that you're combining it with
So
another
someone's like,
game.
yeah, I want to watch baseball and football. And they're like, okay, well, we're counting this as a WNBA finals view.
Well, that's cheating.
Well, yeah, but they're doing it. And there was no option to not. And then once the WNBA game ended, they removed the option to watch the 2 games simultaneously. Because people were like, well, can I just watch the 2 games? And they're like, no, that goes away or whatever. But they did, like, Caitlin Clark had 13 games with over 1 million views. And they had the Indiana team, like, whenever she played, like, they would have, like, pretty decent number of ticket sales. You're talking, like, 17,000.
So why are they losing so much money? Where
Well,
does
because
the money
every
go?
other game nobody gives a shit about. When she's not playing, nobody cares.
But still, even if you don't have that much people, like if you're only paying the people like $70,000 a year, like where does all the money go?
That's a good. Oh, I mean,
Advertising?
putting on these events.
Those, yeah, you're like, it's not cheap to rent these huge stadiums.
To rent a stadium.
Well, I actually kind of know. I think like
I mean, to rent Madison Square Garden for a
500,
one-off,
it's like 500K,
grand,
yeah.
right? So
you need to make a lot of money.
you got to
for
make a lot of money,
500K.
and they have a new TV.
Have they
deal.
thought about playing in a high school gymnasium?
Hey, not the worst idea. They have a high.
You'd actually make more money.
New TV deal coming in a few years that I think is like $1 billion over, I don't know, 10 years or something, or some period of time. But they're currently losing lots of money. And if they lose Caitlin Clark, then that's it. Like if Caitlin Clark was like, yeah, I'll take $150 million. What do I care about being in the WNBA? Although she seems like she maybe wouldn't take it because she's getting, I think she has a $100 million Nike deal or something.
Whoa.
Yeah, she's got huge money. I mean, she's the face of the league. Like she's
You're right. Her sponsorship deal might go down a bit if she's in the league with less visibility.
dude. The last the finals, the WNBA finals game. It's like the team that won shot 30% from the field, and it went into overtime, and the final score was like 67-65 or something. Like this is not good basketball to watch.
Well, obviously,
yeah. So I don't know. All they have is Caitlin Clark.
But you're right. If you have a star, you have a star.
Yeah, you have a star for sure, no doubt about it. And I don't know what they're like. They will get like increase.
Somehow.
Again, the NBA is so rich that the NBA will be like, I guess whatever. We'll lose $100 million now. Instead of 40 million, we'll lose 100 like we were 5 years ago, and hopefully.
And it all comes from like the NBA.
Yeah, I mean the NBA's TV deal is like legitimately, I don't know,
So 100 million to the NBA is not.
And
a ton.
I will say that
it does promote the NBA a little
the
bit. You
only
think?
thing that they can have going, but this still doesn't even work because they only have 12 teams, right? The NBA has 30 teams. So, and it's like Toronto just got a WNBA team that they're going to have in 2 years, and somewhere else did too. And the expansion fee was like, I think they paid like $150 million for it, which that just goes into the pocket of all the owners, gets split. So there is money in, like, I guess, owning the team while it bleeds money, but then the value of the team goes up. But there's not enough players. Like they could not have 30 teams. Like that would be so shitty.
Now it would get real. It would really water it down.
Oh, it would be just unwatchable. It would be terrible. I mean, it is unwatchable, but it would become even more unwatchable if they had 30 teams.
It's like Drake said he likes watching high school girls basketball.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, that's for different reasons. Certified pedophile. So I don't know. Yeah, it's not. I'm sure they'll get some concessions, but they make all their money in endorsements. But then when I say they, it's like 5 people. Mm-hmm. Like the actual best player in the league is this chick Aja Wilson or whatever. She's actually by far the best player. I don't think she has crazy endorsements.
You have to become a star to get the endorsement.
Well, you just have to be like, you got to have that, you know.
The internet has to fall in love with you.
Exactly. And there's only really, you know, and they managed to do it with
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. I don't know. Like even the players on the Liberty, like
you literally have to be like good at TikTok to get.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't even know if they are. They were made stars when they had their college rivalry. They had like a big college rivalry that like blew up and then it moved to the WNBA. But like, I mean, I know a bunch of the players in the WNBA. They're not like huge. I don't think they have huge endorsement deals. Like if you're, you know, Sabrina Ionescu, who everybody was saying was going to be like the next Jordan or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, nice try.
She's in a State Farm commercial. She gets some stuff. But like, again, after the top 5, it's huge. Like it's a fucking cliff. So those players are like, yeah, I do make 70 grand. That's why Brittany Griner had to go to Russia.
I know.
Because she's like, I make 200 grand in the WNBA and I make fucking 2 million playing in Russia.
Mom says she spoils her daughter, so she'll never settle for anyone less than a rich man.
Hey.
We're going to talk about this on the Patreon.
Yeah, that's how you turn your daughter into a fucking prostitute, by the way. That's how your daughter winds up flying to fucking Dubai to get her chest shit on.
Patreon.com/theboyscast. New episode every week. Appreciate everyone. Come check me out in Philly tonight because this is coming out Saturday. Next week, Chicago, Nashville. Definitely check those and then Las Vegas. But if you haven't, and thank you to everyone who watched my special.
And don't forget, Monday night or Tuesday night stream.
Tuesday
morning episode.
Tuesday morning episode. Tuesday evening live stream.
10 p.m. Eastern.
All right. Appreciate you all.
Peace.